I'm just going to be taking you guys with me throughout my day and answering any of your questions that you have about Mac Health Sci. I have a cell bio from 2:30 to 5:20. So this is what a typical health sci schedule looks like. Today is Tuesday, so I have chemistry from 9:30 to 10:20, 1GO2, which is like problem solving course, I guess, from 10:30 to 11:20, and then I have a lunch break. And then thank you so much for your support. For those of you who don't know, I do have a YouTube channel. I post school related content, so I have a video on my grades, my extracurriculars, as well as my experience with supplementary application. It's just Jeanlin, so make sure you subscribe and check them out. It's kind of hard for me to say because I'm obviously not there in person, but so far from my online classes, I've seen representation from pretty much everywhere, so it's good. I'm not too familiar with the nursing application process. Before Mac Health Sci, you just need to have a 90 average of your top 6, and you need to submit your supplementary application, and that's it. Health Sci workload is actually known to be a lot lighter than other concentrations such as life sci or engineering. I'm personally working part-time, so it feels pretty heavy to me, but it's not bad at all. Obviously can't speak from experience, but I do have a friend whose sister went to Laurier Health Sci, who graduated in her 3rd year and is at U of T Med School now, Western Med Sci, Queen's Health Sci, Queen's Life Sci. If you're looking to do like pre-med, you honestly can't go wrong anywhere. First, you need to make sure you have a 90 average. Once you have that, check. Then they read your supplementary application, which is graded from a scale of 1 to 7 by some 4th years and some of the faculty, and that, including with like your grades, is taken into consideration for admission or not. First, you need to make sure you have a 90 average. Once you have that, check. Then they read your supplementary application, which is graded from a scale of 1 to 7 by some 4th years and some of the faculty, and that, including with like your grades, is taken into consideration for admission or not. It was pretty difficult. The questions are very abstract and open-ended, and I'm seeing that carries through inside the program as well, so you gotta be creative, you gotta think outside the box, and yeah, it was quite difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So I took advanced functions, calculus, chem bio, physics, philosophy, healthcare, French, and English, and my average was, I think, either 97 or 98. So for this question and the question before, I suggest you guys watch my YouTube videos on that. I have my grades, all my extracurriculars from grade 9 to 10, awards I've won, and my tips and experience with the supplementary application, so make sure you check it out. So I don't know from personal experience because I didn't apply to Mac Life Sci, but on their website it says 87 to 90. I was not an IB, I took regular grade 12 courses except for calculus, which was AP, but I have noticed that there are quite a bit IB kids in the health sci program, so don't know if there's a correlation, but I have noticed that there are quite a few. Obviously, everyone has their own way of studying. I personally just take notes before the lecture on my iPad and just do all the homework, the tutorial questions, and read over my notes occasionally. You should only be using first person if you are directly talking about yourself, otherwise keep it formal, use third person. I'd say most health sci's go to med school, but some go to grad school for research, or I've heard people go to like dentistry or even law school, so you could honestly really go anywhere, but I feel like the majority go to med school. I'd say it's pretty good because a lot of the courses in health sci that are mandatory, such as chem, cell bio, anatomy and physiology, biochem, statistics and epidemiology, they're all really good for MCAT preparation, so I think it's pretty good. I was granted early acceptance to Queen's Life Sci, Laurier Health Sci, Waterloo Life Sci, and U of T Life Sci. Mac Health Sci, all their decisions come out in May, so there's no early acceptance for that. Nope, not to my knowledge. I don't think any program you're in high school technically helps you because the admission process is solely based on your supplementary application and your grades. So they're already available. All you have to do is Google McMaster Health Sci Supplementary Application 2021 and they should be there. I think it's so competitive because A, they don't take a lot of people, and B, a lot of people who go to health sci at Mac do get into medical school. Like, they have a very, very high admission average. I think this year 5,000 people applied, but only like 200 something got in. Your top 6 has to be at least a 90 average. Supplementary application is a separate written application along with your grades. You'll see this for any sort of competitive program like Queen's Commerce, Western Ivy, U of T, and Waterloo Engineering. Very, very important that you do well on this. Tuition's going to be around 7,000, but with my scholarship and CSB, my tuition is actually like 2,000 something, so it's really not that bad compared to other programs. It's very cheap for health sci. If you plan on taking calculus in university, definitely take it in high school. I think that's a basic requirement for any calculus course in university. You don't need it for health sci, you just need to take the advanced functions, but I personally really liked calculus, so I recommend it. Yes, entrance scholarships still apply for every single program. The highest you can get is 2,500, which is the President's Scholar, which is the one I got, so definitely work on your grades so you save money. I'm pretty sure that's fine as long as your average is a 90. However, I do suggest double checking with the BHSC faculty. Just shoot them an email. Anyway guys, this website is super useful if you wanted to learn the gist of McMaster Health Sci. It has a bunch of FAQs on there. First of all, love your profile picture, and I don't think I could summarize all of it in one video, so I'm just gonna put a bunch of tips here. There's a website called scholarshipscanada.com, I believe, and they have a bunch of scholarships listed there. I don't think you can start in grade 11, normally it starts in grade 12. I applied to some of the bigger ones, like the TD one, didn't get it, but I definitely should have applied to more. There's a bunch on Scholarships Canada. You just have to write a couple of essays, I think, but scholarshipscanada.com, like I said in the last slide. Taking, I use the iPad Air and Apple Pencil first generation, and for projects and other stuff I use my laptop, which I think is the 2018 MacBook Pro. And McMaster is one of the best universities in Canada and in the world actually, and you can't exactly argue with statistics. I'm an online first year. Obviously I can't say much about my personal experience on campus, but I have heard really great things about McMaster's community. In terms of learning, I feel like I'm learning the material decently. Labs aren't the best, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying it so far. It is definitely entirely different from high school, I'm gonna be honest. They have a very unorthodox way of teaching, and it's more problem and question based learning rather than you get a PowerPoint, you memorize it, and that's that. So very unique. I don't know the exact answer for this. All I know is that it's quite unorthodox in the way of teaching, and everything's very open-ended in my opinion, and I guess it works because a lot of health science do get into med school. First year you have to take chemistry both semesters, cell bio both semesters. Second year you take anatomy and physiology both semesters, and I think there's inquiry-based biochem and cell bio as well. There's no physics really, it's mostly just chem and bio. Sure, one of the main things they emphasize during our health sci welcome week is that with the health sci bachelor's, you can honestly do anything. Some people even go to law school, dentistry school, grad school, or just start working right away after graduating. Pretty sure the supplementary application questions are out now, so if you are someone who works on them really ahead of time, start now, make a bunch of drafts. I know I had at least 3 drafts. I didn't start really early, I started pretty late, but if you are an early bird, get started. But you don't necessarily apply for early acceptance, you apply early and universities may decide to accept you based on your grade 11 marks. You know, if they're very high, they can choose to accept you early like in November or December, but you don't like apply to early acceptance. I wouldn't know because I don't go to any of the other health sci programs, but from what I've heard and experienced, McMaster Health Sci is a very interdisciplinary approach towards problems and learning. So there's a lot of problem-based solving, asking questions, and it's very unorthodox compared to the traditional way of learning. Very unique in my opinion. But they really want to get you to think outside of the box and come up with your own solutions to problems rather than telling you the solutions. And it's very different from the traditional way of learning, like you read the textbook or you read the PowerPoint, attend the lecture, take the notes. Hey guys, a couple hours later, I'm finally done all my classes. I have some homework to do, but no, I don't get paid from YouTube. I just make the videos for fun and to help you guys, and definitely did not help in admissions. You guys should definitely start looking into scholarships now because a lot of them have rather early due dates and you want to start preparing as many essays as you can, so definitely start now. So I'm not too familiar because I'm neither a bio nor chem major, but med school, research, teaching, physiotherapy, dentistry, like anything. Nursing I feel like is more hands-on than studying health sciences, obviously because you need the practical skills. They do learn health science related courses, but I think just, you know, call it nursing. I think universities are pretty cognizant of the fact that students nowadays can't do as many extracurriculars. Also, most of the programs I applied for did not require extracurriculars, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just make sure you're keeping your grades up and they understand. I think that definitely varies between programs. Competitive programs such as like some business programs, engineering, Mac, health sci, you're gonna want, I'd say, at least a 90 or high 80s. Any other program, 80s. It's obviously not ideal, and especially some of my like lectures aren't exactly lectures. You just watch modules and just it's a Q&A session. Also, labs aren't great because you're doing it from a laptop, so that kind of sucks. Yes, I am following a pre-med path. It was my goal of getting into medical school and becoming a doctor throughout the university application process, and I was going to follow this path whether I went to Mac Health Sci or not. So that is going to be it from me today. I really hope you guys enjoy this Q&A. Make sure you are following this account. They're doing an excellent job with informing everyone, especially the O3s, on the university application process, so make sure you are supporting them. If any other questions that were not covered in today's Q&A, you can always reach out to me, DM me on my Instagram, and I will try my best to get back to you, but keep in mind that I am a full-time student, so it can get kind of busy sometimes. I wish you guys the best of luck on your Mac Health Sci supplementary application, and who knows, maybe I'll be seeing some of you guys next year, 2021, on the McMaster campus. See you guys!
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Bernavi, and I currently attend McMaster University's Commerce program. Right now, actually, I'm on an internship for a full 12 months, working at the head office of Volvo Cars Canada, supporting both the product incentives team over there. After finishing my internship, I'll be going back to my 4th year of commerce. Also, feel free to follow me on my Instagram, BernaviK, and let's get started with the questions. No, you don't need to be really good at math. As long as you're willing to put the time and effort and doing those math questions and math practice problems, then you should be fine. So yes, there is a co-op program. It's an internship program. You actually now have to apply to get into that internship program. It's about 12 to 16 months. The difference I would say is BCom is more general. You can take HR, accounting, and finance, and the BBA is more restricted to business administration and management courses. It's honestly very subjective about what differentiates York and Queen's from McMaster and other business programs, but it could also be due to the networking opportunities, the people you meet, and all of that taken into factor. For commerce, I believe the admission average right now is 88%, but in each of the individual subjects that make up the top 6, as long as it's in the low 90s, to high 80s, and you should be fine. Like the common career paths for this undergrad is usually accounting and finance. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've seen people majoring in HR and wanting to become an HR manager. So I feel like the career paths for this undergrad are very just open. I love this program. It's not a difficult program at all, as long as you're willing to put the time and effort and make the connections that you need to make to get your work done and join clubs and everything. It should be a great opportunity and it should be really fun. So yes, you can go on international exchange. I believe you apply for it end of second year, and then you hear back whether you get to go on in your third year, and you get in touch with the academic office, so the Commerce Academic Office at McMaster. Yep, so to answer your question, there is an internship opportunity, but for future applicants such as you guys, you would have to apply to get into the internship opportunity. There's a whole process where you get interviewed and everything. But yeah, so everyone at McMaster is super friendly and they're really nice. So, and honestly, like, no one is really competitive. So, like, you can go up to people and be like, hey, can you help me out with this math question or anything? And everyone is, like, willing to help you out. So someone did ask earlier about how is McMaster Commerce different from Ivy and Queen's Commerce. It's honestly about the networking opportunities that you get. I feel in Queen's Commerce, in my opinion, it's a little bit better, and also with Ivy, but it's all subjective. You check out the Undergraduate Commerce Degree School of Business page, just specifically notes for Business 1. It tells you how many electives you have available, so 3 to 6 units, which I assume are your spare courses in this question. And then lets you know for level 2 what you need to qualify and everything. Yeah, so people do underrate McMaster, but honestly, McMaster is an amazing business school. And I'm not just saying that because I go to McMaster myself, but when you compare that with Queen's Commerce or Rotman, McMaster overall is amazing, especially with the careers and then the jobs and everything. I don't think getting an internship is hard as long as you're willing to put in the effort and you're willing to make the connections, you're willing to go to the Commerce Internship Office and get your resume critiqued and cover letter critiqued and all of those. So it's just the effort, and if you're willing to put it in. In first year, you do take calculus. I remember taking that. That was back 3 years ago. So first year I took calculus, second year I took stats. And if you didn't take data management in high school, you'll be expected to take that in your first year as a stats course too. And I like the professors, the courses, the way they're structured, but also again, I'm being biased. I really like everything about it, how everything's structured, and there's always help. There's always TAs willing to help you out, the teaching assistants, so it's pretty good. So in the first year and the second year, the courses that you take are very general: HR, operations, accounting, and finance. And that's just to give a gist to the students of what they want and what they feel comfortable. And third year is when you specialize. So we take courses accordingly. I applied 3 years ago. The average, believe it or not, was 84%. And now it's 88%. So it's gone up by 4% within the 3 years. As long as you have a competitive average, like a 90 or high 80, 88, then you should be fine. I actually took all 3 maths. I took advanced functions, calculus, and data management. I took that because I didn't want to take data management in my first year. I just want to get that over with. And also took a lot of business courses like accounting. So if you take grade 12 accounting, it's literally the same thing as first year accounting. To be honest with, I think extracurriculars do matter in any program that you apply to, any business program or in engineering, whatever it is. So as long as you have those, any exec positions, presidents of clubs, all those really matter and everything. From what I researched online, it looks like there's a supplemental optional application. I believe this is for scholarships and everything. There's a deadline here, February 1st, if you want to check it out. And just browsing through the McMaster Degree School of Business, you can see all this. Hi everyone, so I'm just going to give you a run through of what my typical day looks like being on internships. So right now, as you can see, I'm working from home, and stay tuned. As you can see, I just typically go through my emails, go through the documents I need to get done. I have a bunch of sticky notes. And hi everyone, I'm still working. So I usually work until about 5 or 6. Sometimes it can be overtime, like 7, if the day is pretty darn busy. I usually start work out around 8 or 9, depending on how much work I have to get done. Hi everyone, so the question is, do a lot of students commute from the Peel region? Yes, so I have a couple of friends actually who just drive down to McMaster because they find it cheaper for them, but there are some students that live on campus, majority of them, but people do. So for a fact, I'm gonna be biased right now. The math that I found to be easiest, in my opinion, was calculus, then data management and advanced functions. It really depends on you. Personally, a lot of people find calculus easier than advanced functions. So yes, DECA is definitely looked upon. But honestly, if you have exact positions or if you're a president of a club at high school, like they really look at that because that shows leadership and everything. So don't be too sad if you don't. How university works and how it's different from high school is that you get midterms, and you have final exams, and you do have assignments and do have tests, but that all depends on the courses that you take. So some courses is just all tests, some courses just assignments, so it really depends. I would say for Mac Commerce, you have the opportunity of exploring what you like, and you're not given straight off the bat that you should be doing this and that. There's more opportunities to explore, but personally I don't know how the other business schools really run, so yeah. At first I was really nervous because I didn't know the commerce program at McMaster was like, but after meeting new friends and everything through classes, I really liked that. My first impression is that, yeah, wow, McMaster's amazing. I actually want to go. Definitely keep an eye out for McMaster Commerce program and OUAC and everything, just to make sure what's up and what's happening. So I know COVID has done some crazy damage. No one can really do much, but honestly, just seeking opportunities, searching online, networking with people within your school community, and just seeing what you can do. And honestly, they're very understanding because of the situation. Everyone is super friendly at Mac, and it's really easy to reach out to people. No one's mean, no one's really competitive there. But yeah, it's really easy to connect with others and make friends, in my opinion. Hi everyone, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who reached out and asked these wonderful questions on McMaster Commerce. It really shows that you guys are all keeners and willing to understand how the program works and all those functions and everything. So if you have any more questions about the Master Commerce program or curious about how it works and everything, feel free to reach out and message me on my Instagram at BrennaBK. Tomorrow's day 4 of the McMaster Week, and tomorrow will be social science, so feel free to reach out questions tomorrow if you're interested in getting to social science Mac.
Great question. So I want to branch off personally into social work for my second year and then get my master's and then become a child social worker. But the great thing about the social sciences is there's a bunch of different departments and each one leads to a bunch of different career options. It'll depend on what you plan on branching into and its prerequisites for the second year. So I can list what I'm taking this term in the next slide, but overarchingly all you need are 6 courses from the social sciences program and 4 electives that can be from your program or others. To expand on what I said on my last slide, 2 of the courses that I'm taking are the 2 prerequisites for social work, which are Social Work 1AA3, which is the one I'm taking this term, and then Social Work 1BB3, which is the one I'm taking next term. I took functions, I also took biology, but they're in no way required for you to get into social sciences. You just need your grade 12 English and you need to meet the average requirements, which are 78 to 82. I mean, since McMaster is fully online, things are a little bit different, but for the time being, it's mainly weekly modules and quizzes, written assignments, and online discussions. I also applied to U of T for psychology and to York to go straight into their social work program. Although I got an acceptance from all 3, I chose McMaster mainly because of their gateway program so I could explore my options, but also because I went to their open house and it seemed like the right fit for me. I'm very aggressively a drama student. I was the vice president of my drama club, I was very heavily involved in the musicals, I even did vocal workshops for my drama club. So far, I'm really liking the profs I have. They're very good at what they do, they're very accommodating, and so far I'm liking them a lot more than I like my high school teachers. In comparison to high school, yeah, it is, but I also have a part-time job and I also have a social life, and it keeps me on my toes, but I'm still able to balance it. So for McMaster in particular, you don't apply for a specific department until second year. You apply for general social sciences, and that's what I did. Honestly, it depends on how competitive the programs you're applying to are and how eligible you are for them. Personally, I applied to 3. I know some people who applied to 4 or more, but Generally, I'd suggest around 3, maybe more. Absolutely. Even though the workload is a little bit more, it almost doesn't feel like it because the content's all stuff that I enjoy and find interesting. So that's the social work admissions test. That, along with your grade point average, determines whether or not you can get into the social work program for your second year. So generally, only people who are trying to get into social work second year would take it. Depends on what you're trying to do second year and what their prerequisites are. Like, if you're going to go into psychology, neuroscience, and behavior, that would probably require you to take more STEM courses, but as for me, since I'm going into social work, I don't have to take any. Any social science student can take it. I'm not majoring in political science, I just enjoy it. So for your first year, you're required to take 10 courses. 6 of those have to be in the Faculty of Social Sciences, and then 4 of them are electives, which means you can take them from your faculty or other faculties. I'm taking a couple in humanities.